How's it going, my friends? Back with another video today. I want to talk about something that I got like lit up with questions about: the iPad Pro versus the iPad Air for photo and video. I had mentioned in my last video that I use the iPad Pro, and people have been asking me, hey, why didn't you go with the iPad Air, blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to go over all the topics and exactly why I chose it. So basically, I chose the iPad Pro because of the USB-C port, okay? Let me just tell you who the iPad Air is for, okay? In terms of videography and photography, if you're only on SD cards, and you have no plans to go into like XQD, or you're still using CF or anything like that, you don't need to connect any crazy external drives or readers or anything like that, the iPad Air is probably still for you. It's between the performance between the Air and the Pro is like nil. Like the actual performance of you using it is very, very small. I own both of them, the newest iPad Air, and I've owned the newest iPad Pro, which I still own. I kept. But this USB-C port is for you if you are on XQD, still on CF, or if you're trying to put in any, hook up any external drives or anything like that. Then you need the Pro, in my opinion, because the thing is, guys, is Apple makes a Lightning to USB connector, like dongle, and it has a USB power port on it too, so you can technically power your powered card readers. But so when I bought it, when I bought the Air, I bought that also, and I was like, okay, I could probably still use this to, hook up my XQD reader. I hook up the dongle, then I hook up my XQD reader to the dongle, then I plug in the power source from the wall. So I got the iPad Air, plus I got it plugged into the wall, plus I got a reader on it, and it's all this stuff, and it still would not work reliably. It would recognize it sometimes, but most of the time it would just drop off. It's not reliable enough to transfer stuff, and honestly, even if it was such a pain in the ass. I had wires going everywhere and connectors going everywhere. It sucks. And if you're traveling with this stuff, like for me, that's one of the reasons why I bought it, is because when I travel, I don't like to have my MacBook Pro with me. I like to have something that's powerful enough where I can read off external drives if I need to. I can make a video, I can dump all my footage on there, I can vlog, I can edit photos, I can do all that stuff without the whole laptop setup. It's great. I could just throw it in my camera bag. It's, look at this. I mean, it's tiny. I have a bigger case on this thing too, and it's just so small. The performance is basically the same as my MacBook Pro, but it's just in a smaller package. And I have the USB-C port, so I can just put in my reader right into it. It reads my XQD, it reads UHS-2 cards. I have a CF reader if I need it for my D700. All that stuff, and it just plugs right in, and I don't need a bunch of external cables. And the thing is, guys, is you want to make sure, if you're using photo and video across different machines, you want to make sure it's as seamless as possible. So if you want to buy the iPad Air, it's a great choice, but only if you're still using SD cards, and that's it, because the Apple does make a Lightning to SD reader that works great. It works great, but only if you're going to stay with SD cards. That's the thing. If you have any other type of media that you want to import into the thing, which iPad Pro handles it very well, but only if you have that USB-C port, and that's the main driver of it. Both are fast, both are responsive. I wrote down that I wanted to talk about the pencil, the difference in the pencil. You have a Gen 1 for the iPad Air versus Gen 2 for the Pro. It's not that different, guys. I mean, honestly, I kind of preferred holding the Gen 1. I know that's a preference thing, subjective thing, but the only other difference is you have this pencil. It's magnetic, so it sticks to the side of it, so it's less easy to lose. That is nice, and it charges right on there rather than having to plug it into the iPad Air. But it's kind of minor. But the whole upgrade from the Air to the Pro was like $350 total, so it's not that big of a difference. But you get a great port, and that's the thing. That's the reason. So if you're going to be, if you're a videographer or you're a photographer and you really need to import and dump footage and stuff like that all the time, you need that USB-C port, in my opinion. And I don't recommend more expensive things if they're not really, the value isn't there, but the value is here, in my opinion, with the port. So Hopefully that answered your questions. This isn't a long video, but any other questions on it, how I do things, I use LumaFusion for my video editing. It's a great tool. Better than iMovie, in my opinion, way more powerful. But if you guys have any other questions on it, just let me know. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Any questions, drop them in the comments.